Jansen Harris here with the Just Good Network. Joining me is Qurann Fite, assistant coach for Meadowcreek, defensive back coach.
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit about recruiting, like some of the illegal practices back when you were in school and compared to now as you're coaching. What do you see?
Back when I was in school, yes, there was illegal practices of players getting recruited to school. So say if a kid stays about an hour away, but they count it by miles. So if you say a certain amount of miles away, you can't go to that school because that's illegal to be in that district because you're in a different area.
Yes.
But with me in that situation, I believe if that child or that kid wants to go to that school to better himself, to be a better player because he thinks that's the best fit for him, and to help him get to school to get his degree and play football, the sports he loves, and graduate to do something else he loves in case he doesn't get to play football in the future, let him do that. If he wants to go there, let that happen. Let that kid go be great where he wants to be great.
And you're saying basically the stuff like that happened back when you were going to school, is that happening right now?
Yes, I believe it's happening right now. I don't know where it could be happening at because it's hard to pinpoint where stuff like that happens because nobody can just tell a kid home or a parent home because that's illegal too. So you can't tell a kid home to see how far he lives away from the house. Only way somebody knows is if they have a source, a very reliable source that lives around them who could tell them, yes, he lives over here and he's not in that district of the school and he shouldn't be going there.
So, Qurann, it probably would have to be multiple sources, and they're going to have to basically do the investigation. There's no commission or any of that type of stuff above some of these high school sports?
There's a commission board. Like, it's just like going to court. There'll be a court in the commission board. You'll have a trial to see if you are that far. The only people who can tell them to start a trial is the principal or the athletic director or the athletic board of the entire district can do it. But other than that, there is nobody who can just be like, hey, this kid's illegally going here unless they have really good, significant proof.
What do you think, okay, if, let's say, a team got caught, like Grayson was in the news for, let's say they got caught, what do you think the penalty would be?
That's a tough question right there. I think the penalty, you can't really make a penalty unless you suspend that team for a certain amount of games. Like, they could still play the games, but the game wouldn't count even if they win. Or you have to fire the whole coaching staff because they should know that too. Not even the coaching staff, really. Fire the athletic director for not putting in enough of his time to figure out exactly if that kid does stay in the area that he's telling him.
Okay, final question on the recruiting part. I know we kind of tackled this a little bit. Let's say a school like Archer, Grayson, Decula, you see they're recruiting a kid from your school, even though that might be the best case scenario for your kid to get to college, are you and your coaching staff telling on that respective school if they're trying to recruit one of your better players?
Well, honestly, if they're going to recruit one of our players, they wouldn't do it in the part where we would notice it's happening. So, say if that coach comes to try to get one of our players, he's talking to him, it's not gonna work because we're gonna see that, we're gonna tell him to go away. Now I can tell you what things coaches do because it happened to me when I was playing. I was playing football one time. I ended up on somebody else's sideline because I caught like an interception, and you'll hear like one of the coaches be like, "Hey, why don't you come over here? Come to our school. Come recruit with us."
Pitches.
Yeah,
right
little
there.
pitches right there. So that can also be a good influence, and that's a legal way to do it.